Welcome to Sister Sesh, the podcast where two stoner sisters, Alicia and Kat, guide you through the highs and lows of life, relationships, and sisterhood. Grab your joint, settle onto the couch, and join these two hilarious sisters as they share their unique experiences and laughter-inducing perspectives on a variety of topics. Get ready to light up and let the Sister Sesh begin.
Hey there, buds. Welcome back to another deep dive into the world of an elevation living on the Sister Sesh podcast. I'm your host, Kat, and I'm here to guide you through the haze. Today's journey is all about honing in your productivity while embracing your inner stoner. Buckle up as we explore unleashing your inner productive stoner, a journey that is both laid back and empowering. So grab your favorite strains, find your cozy corner, and let's begin. Because we all know the stigma is around the word stoner. I use it. It's just an umbrella term that I like to call for our communities to kind of vibe. If you know you people, you know you people, kind of thing like that. But kind of smoking weed kind of has its superpower at sometimes. It can enhance your productivity. It can make sure that you stay focused on the task at hand. For someone who has fog brain or disassociates from time to time, it is cool to be in focus and things. If you have ADHD, some strains kind of lay you back and get you focused. And it's all about creating that productive atmosphere. So our first stop on this little productive stoner journey that we are partaking on today is all about setting the stage for productivity in cannabis, in a cannabis-friendly environment. So while we delve in to creating those perfect settings, from enhancing your focus to your choice of background noise you turn your space in productive haven. Picture that you're just in your own little sesh cocoon, and elevated both for your work and your activity. And just let's explore the impact of having a clutter-free, organized space in your mindset. Everything is just out the door. You're just done. You have a clear focus. For me, creating lists, tasks, kind of making it small, achievable things, gauging from one blunt to the next kind of thing. Okay, if I smoke this bowl, after this bowl, I'll wash the dishes and do a load of laundry. When I'm done folding that load of laundry, it's time for my second bowl. If you're kind of like that kind of person who partakes daily throughout the day in that regard, and we all just have tidy little spaces within our mind, within our workspace, that we can totally transform into a sanctuary that not only respects your needs for productivity, but also embraces the fact that you need to sesh. You need to get your mind straight. You need to get focused. Because when people think, oh, I smoked a lot, so I can't do anything, and a vegetable coach. Yes, some strains do it to you, but I find that sativas and hybrids are the best thing to maintaining productivity, maintaining focus, just elevating creativity. So if you're a creative mind like me, you're going to want to explore the fascinating interceptions between cannabis and cannabis-inspired art. Whether you paint, draw, or have other artistic expressions, cannabis is kind of soon as your muse, unlock new realities of imagination. Share things that are more authentic to you. So if you're a painter, you're going to want to have that sesh that kind of opens up your mind to a different perspective of the world. Art is art is so abstract in a way that, the best minds are the most troubled. And I believe that any great artist has smoked a blunt or had a bowl or ate an edible or had a bad trip, had a good or bad trip on some shrooms or whatever, has partaked in any of these naturalness of the earth, of these plants, um, and really come out into creating a one of a kind masterpiece, whatever that may be. Maybe you may write the next greatest hit, you may write the next fucking snatched novel, you may be the next Einstein, you may fucking finally solve string theory. I don't know. I've been watching too much Big Bang Theory reruns. But most of it all comes down to a personal balancing act, really. Um, it opens up your own experiences into finding that delicate balance between work and your use. Really, like I I want to be a productive stoner. Like for me, being a productive stoner is showing people that like I can break the stigma of that. I'm not a veggie on the couch. I'm not fucking blunt out of my mind. I can be those things, but it all goes back to the general theme of mindful consumption. And I'm gonna drill this till you get home. You might get like irritated with me, but it is that balancing act. It's like, do I consume now? It's those time and place nuances that you kind of need to like be aware of, because it's easy to just sit on your phone and scroll for hours and not and waste 3 hours of your life when you could have done the dishes, you could have been out with your kids, you could have fucking solved uh, world hunger in that time being. You could have wrote the next big hit. You could have wrote the next big novella, soap opera, television show. You could have won the winning goal. You could have aspired to be so many things so many things. Those 3 hours we spent scrolling through our phone, or what people think, oh, I'm just got the munchies and we fat on the couch eating because I'm high. Um, no, like you can be a productive. So I find that most people I've talked to, like having a session before going to the gym has been like the best thing, or that after set, that after gym smoke that you have. Most people say that like they felt so rejuvenated that their mind is clear. When during their workouts, they're ready to get focused, dive deep, just kind of like get into it in a way. Like it puts them in a whole different mindset. And that's just with a lot of like influencers kind of in the cannabis space that I've talked to and just kind of wanted to vibe with and be like, oh, I want to be the cool kid. Will you let me in? And I kind of get the whole graduate, you can't sit with us. But it's okay because one day, one day we'll get there. I digress. Off track here. Sorry, guys. But it comes down to strategy, really. What works best for you? And it all gets down to the nitty gritty of strategizing and maintaining productivity. If that is 420 friendly, that you just kind of explore the concept of microdosing, and how it sometimes can be a game changer. Tolerance breaks can be a game changer. Um, Enhancing your focus without sacrifice is like the blissful effects of maintaining those favorite strains that they're just gonna get you like, yeah, pumped for the day. I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna keep doing stuff, and I'm not gonna give up because I need to do things. Or like I'm like, all right, I got a million one things to do. I'm gonna write a list. I can only fit 5 penguins on my iceberg. A great friend of mine gave me this analogy. I'll give you some context. So basically, the penguin and the iceberg thing is like, okay, I have really bad anxiety. So whatever doesn't fit on my iceberg, I'm gonna kick some penguins off my iceberg, and these are the only penguins that are allowed to be on my iceberg. So and they're just simple tasks that will help me with my anxiety. So, one penguin on my iceberg. I gotta clean dishes. I gotta I got to make some doctor's appointments. I got to pay a bill. and I got to make an episode, or let's just use that as an example. Those are the penguins on my icebergs. All the other shit can wait. That could be tomorrow's me. That could be hiring me in a productive moment. That could be like me 3 weeks from tomorrow. Kind of effect. So it that's what the whole penguin on the iceberg thing comes from. And my favorite strains kind of like help me maintain those penguins on those icebergs, and the importance of like picking the right strains. I like sativas for productivity. Like I love having a sativa that, finds that sweet spot between being relaxed but being focused, being like, yeah, I'm gonna get some shit done today. And tolerance breaks. Tolerance breaks are really great for being productive and being things, because when you take a tolerance break, I don't know how long you're supposed to really take tolerance breaks, but my tolerance breaks last between, I want to say, 3 to 6 months, where I just won't partake at all, or I'll partake here and there. It would be more like maybe once a week, to then every day, if I feel like kind of as needed. And I go through a lot of therapeutic like exercises to kind of help me cope with my anxiety without cannabis. So I journal a lot. I do, all the things that the mindful intentions I'd put into my flower, I'm or into like why I'm smoking is, when those tolerance breaks come, it's back to that whole mindset of, is this productive for me? Can I still get through the day without tripping? Can I get through can I get through the day with screaming kids, people coming at me, asking me a million questions about things that I forgot that I made obligations and commitments to earlier in the week, and now it comes time and I'm like, wait, I got too many penguins on my iceberg. I don't know what's going on. I only signed up for 5. you know, Learning how to use those coping skills while in a tolerance break, and knowing that, is that productive for me? Is that a productive use of my time? Is me feeling like, oh fuck, I just want to smoke? Is that going to go back to the resort of like that work play balance? Can I work? Can I get the stuff that I need to get done and not smoke? Fuck, I would love to smoke. Smoking would be great. I'd feel relaxed. I'd be less overstimulated. I'd be cool, right? But can I do it? And another great idea that I think is like cultivating that green thumb. Um, Either gardening is like so peaceful if you have that green thumb, and like really therapeutic of the, combining cannabis and gardening. If you've ever had the like weird old college tribe growing a plant in your college dorm room like closet, or like I've had that experience where you just want to grow a small plant, you get speed, you learn how to cultivate for the first time, you grow your first plant in a closet, and you buy all the lights and all the things. I love that process. You learn so much about like the plant and marijuana itself in the cultivating process. Even if you just grow one plant, you learn about like worms and like just different things. I found that there are like these certain caterpillars when I lived in California, and I cultivated for the first time. Like I learned that there's these certain caterpillars that eat inside the bud, and I'm like, so they just fucking get high, and they're like, yeah, they're just like psychedelic little caterpillars, just fucking eating all your weed. And they're really bad. Like they multiply quickly. So if we would find them, it just had to get done. It had to get away. But just being able to like know essentially like the cannabis plant as it is, and become mindful of the practices that enhances its overall well-being, whether you're a full-time gardener or just, had a few little potted plants, or if you have like a little vegetable garden, just like weed out in the something special. There's just something special about nurturing nature and feeling connected with just the plant itself and earth, just being like one with the world. In a sense, like even if you don't have a green thumb, it's more of like, can I can I take care of something? Can I maintain something that kind of gives me that inner peace, and in a sense, and an understanding that if you do this medically, recreationally, just it's just cannabis is just ingrained in your life. Um, just know that like it can be very therapeutic in combining just that little green thumb of yours, or even to willing to like explore, really. And more and more, another thing that can really enhance your productivity in being a productive owner: edibles, infused 420 food. um like you need to explore how to cook with cannabis. It can be a delightful way to infuse focus and creativity, from infusing oils to crafting delicious edibles, um, to combining everything in between. Um, just I need recipes. Like I saw one the other day. Oh my god, it was a mocktail and it was 420 infused. Like it just makes like the whole vibe. Like I want to be able. I'm not a drinker, but I would love to just go out with the girls, have a couple drinks, and me get high while they get drunk. But I'm still like clacking drinks, and I'm still like, oh my god. But I'm not like puffing in my face, because sometimes I've gone out and it's like been like a big downpour. But like this is a time, like I find that edibles bring more productivity because you're not sitting with the oral fixation of having to smoke, having to get into this whole sesh vibe. You literally take your Eddie, hits you an hour or two later, and you're already doing stuff. So by the time it hits you, you're like, whoa, I've already done 2 loads of laundry, I've already made dinner, I feel bomb. Like in that sense of the world, where you just need to empower your inner productive stoner. You need to set lists, set times, set lists, set timers. Lists really help me stay focused on like, okay, these are the tasks I need to do. I'm only allowing myself to get this high to achieve a certain amount of productiveness. Um, and you feel very accomplished. Then you're like, fuck yeah, I'm a productive stoner. So, you know what I did today? And if you're like me, who has like hyperfixation, I will hyperfixate on like the littlest fucking thing while I'm high, and it becomes its own whole little thing, and it just becomes its whole own little thing in a sense. So don't forget, these are the main things that I want you to get out of today's episode. Being in the cannabis community allows you to explore so many avenues, whether you're a industry, like, how do I say it? Whether you're an advocate or an industry goer, or a cultivator, or just an average consumer of the plants, you can still find levels of productivity. You can still be that productive stoner. You can still unleash parts of you that you didn't think that were possible. Whether cannabis eases your anxiety, helps you manage your depression, whether you have chronic illness and you literally are so bedridden you can't get out of bed and you don't want to eat, and the plant provides those things for you, like for you to feel like a whole nother woman or man. like a whole new you, ready to get up, face the world, and keep on trucking. Like, those are the strains you need to keep in your life. So, as we wrap up this exploitation of unleashing your inner productive stoner, I hope you feel inspired and equipped with some practical tools to help your productivity without sacrificing your joy for the perfect sesh. And remember, it's not all about fitting things into a mold. It's discovering what works uniquely for you. Keyword, it's about discovering what uniquely works for you. What may work for Susie and John may not work for you. Okay? John can smoke all day and go to work and work a 9 to 5, come home, smoke a bowl, and go to his second job. Susie can take 2 edibles at 2 o'clock in the morning and work a night shift, come home, cook breakfast, get the kids ready for school, and then go to bed. You may be like, fuck, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I haven't done shit. I have 1,000,001 things that I need to list to do. I've got bills to pay. I got dishes to do. I got house chores. I got fucking 20 errands. I got to pay the car insurance. I got whatever you have to do. But my mind can't keep me motivated and focused on one thing. These are where your favorite strains come in. This is what is really what it's all about. So I want to hear from you guys. I really want to hear from you guys. Share your thoughts, your experiences, and your favorite productivity hacks. On social media, don't forget to use hashtag Productive Stoner or Sister Sesh Podcast. And let's build a community that celebrates cannabis and its wonderful productivity and just everything that it entails. I really want to hear you guys' stories and just dive deep into this new venture that we're on. It is possible for you to be a productive stoner. So until next time, stay lifted, stay productive, and keep blazing our own little trail. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share some good vibes. Until our next sesh, take it easy and embrace the power of your inner productive stoner. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day.